Good morning to all. Today we will learn lesson number 4, Nasruddin Hoka from your literature book. So let's start with the chapter. Lesson 4, Nasruddin Hoka. Look at this picture. It shows a man sitting back to front on a donkey. So you can see this man sitting back to front on a donkey. So with this only you can guess what type of a man he was. What do you think he said when people asked him why he was sitting like this? So for this question, you have to turn page number 63 to find the answer. The man in the picture, Nasruddin Hoca, pronounced Nasreddin Hoxha. He is a Turkish folk hero who lived over 600 years ago. Excuse me. So he is from Turkey and he lived 600 years ago. He served as a teacher and a judge in the Turkey. Although he was well known, he was humble and friendly. So he was a well known person because he served himself as a teacher and a judge. And he was respectful. Humble means he was respectful and friendly. He was also wise and witty. He was clever and entertaining, lively. He was like funny. Sometimes he could be foolish too, but he knew how to laugh at himself. So he was wise and witty and foolish also. Over the years, a vast collection of stories built around him have created almost a corpus. So many stories. There was a vast collection of stories which were like made on Nasruddin, and it was almost a corpus. It's like a big collection of written or spoken stories. Corpus is this. So one of the stories given here, and we'll read it out. So one hot afternoon, Nasruddin Hoka was riding through the countryside. Countryside means farmland or surroundings. So it was a summer afternoon, so he was feeling very hot and tired. So he stopped to rest in the shade of a majestic walnut tree. Majestic means impressive because the size is very big and it's very beautiful. So as he was resting, he looked around and noticed a large watermelon growing on a thin vine near the ground. So he was like a wise person. So when he was resting, he was also looking on all sides. So he found that a very big size of watermelon, it was growing on a thin vine. The vine is what? It's a like delicate plant on which uh, watermelons or grapes and they grow. So Nasruddin looked up at the walnut tree and he said loudly to himself that nature's ways are sometimes very strange. They are very odd or they are very unknown. And why he said so? Because he was just thinking and he was like, it was little bit confusing for him that why it is that tiny walnuts, they are growing on big strong trees, while huge watermelons, they are growing on thin and delicate vines. Shouldn't it be the other way round? He said, can't there be some other changes around? And at that very moment, when he was thinking about all these things, what happened? A walnut snapped off. Snapped off means broke off or break off. It broke off from the big high branches of the trees and it hit directly on the head of Nasruddin. So square of the on the head means directly on the head. So now next page, he remarked. So when we are hit by something, what sound, what expressions we make, we give out ah. So he also commented ah. And he said, I suppose nature's ways might not be as strange as I thought. And he felt that maybe they are not strange as I am thinking. Because where would I have been now if watermelons grew on trees? He said, if this thing is not going to happen and what am I thinking will happen? Like he was thinking that watermelon should grow on trees, then where would I have been if all the watermelons are on the trees? As Nasruddin Hoka was a judge, many people came to him for advice when they were in trouble. So he was a good judge also. He was giving good advice to the people also, and he was correcting them when he was doing something wrong. One day, Nasruddin's neighbor came to meet him. So you can see in the picture, he is the neighbor of Nasruddin. It is difficult to fit my family in a small house, he grumbled. Grumble means when you complain someone about something in a bad temper way. Okay. When you are angry and when you want to complain something about someone. And what was the complaint of this neighbor? He said that my mother-in-law has come to live with us. So now my wife, my three children, and my mother-in-law, we all are sharing a small cottage. And it's very difficult for us to live in such a small house. So this was the problem of this man, and he has come to Nasruddin for advice. Do you have any advice for me? Now the neighbor was rather a fussy man. He was a very particular or a selective man. So he had a nice cottage. And Nasruddin knew that there were more than enough rooms for everyone. He was just seeing a small cottage, but Nasruddin was knowing that he had a nice cottage. Cottage means a small house. So he said he has a nice cottage and there were many rooms in it, in that cottage. So he thought for a while and then he spoke to that man and he said, yes, said Nasruddin. As a matter of fact, I have some very good advice for you. He said, I thought about your mm, problem and now I have a very good advice for you. So he said, do you have any chickens in your yard? What is yard? Yard is a piece of land which is next to the house. You can see in the picture, this is the house of the neighbor and this is the place where he keeps his animals. So this is a place next to the house. So he said, do you have chickens in your yard? So he said, yes, I have 10 chickens. Nasruddin said, go and put all those 10 chickens in your house. So when he said so, he said, but Hokka, our house is already cramped. Cramped means it does not have enough space. Where will I keep 10 chickens? Just try it. Nasruddin said, you just try. So the man followed his advice and he came back again next day. He paid his another visit the next day. Hokka, he said, with all due respect to you, things are becoming worse now. He said, I'm very respectful and I'm very respectful. I'm paying my respect to you. But now things are becoming worse. They are becoming bad and bad. With the chickens in the house, we are even more pressed for space. He said, now when chickens are also there in my house, I have very less space left. How will I move from here to there in my house? So now, without any delay, Nasruddin said, take that donkey of yours and then keep it in your house. So he said, now take that donkey of yours, replied Nasruddin, and bring it in the house. So now again, second advice was that now you take the donkey and keep it in your house. Now one question is there, why did people come to Hokka for advice? So why people come? Because he was a good judge and a good advisor also, and he was a wise person. So now the man argued and objected. The man gave many reasons for not taking the donkey and he opposed it. He disagreed to this, but Nasruddin persuaded him to do so. But Nasruddin convinced him, or he satisfied him, or he brought him to a belief. The next day, the man looking more distressed. Now he took the donkey again. There was less space. So now next day when he came back again, he was very upset. And he was more upset than before. He said to Nasruddin that my house is even more crowded. Between my family, the chickens, and that donkey of mine, there is barely any room to move. He said there is hardly any room to move because now my family is there, chicken is there, and now donkey is there. Well then, said Nasruddin, do you have any other animals in your yard? So after listening this, again he said, do you have any other animal in your yard? He said, yes, I have two goats. So he said, now in this case, you move the goats in your house too. The man again raised a fuss. He again raised a confusion and seemed anything but eager to follow Nasruddin's advice. Now it was like it was very confusing for him, but he was very eager. He was very ready. He was very ready to follow Nasruddin's advice, but Nasruddin convinced him to do as he was told. but he made him he satisfied him, and it said that whatever I am saying, you have to follow me only. So now this man knew that at the end he is going to give me some or one or the other conclusion, or he is going to give me some remedy for this. So he followed whatever Nasruddin said to him. So today we are going to study till here only, and tomorrow we'll continue with the next portion of the chapter.